I've always told him to watch his drinking. But the first warning sign was when he refused to come home. He spent Christmas alone in a flat in Glasgow. I hadn't seen him for a couple of months, so I decided to go up. I got a massive shock. He'd lost huge amounts of weight, his clothes were dirty. He was walking in shoes that had massive holes in, and he had the shakes. He was like a different person. I mean, he was really horrible when he was drinking. He's my son, of course. I'll always love him, but I didn't like him. And that was quite a sad thing to be aware of as a mother, because he was the most adorable child, and he is an adorable person. All my friends said I want a son just like him. He was absolutely adorable. It's difficult when someone is in active addiction. You want to save them, you know. You've raised and nurtured this person. You'd give your life for them, but it's very difficult because they don't want to change. He refused to come home. He didn't want to stop what he was doing. He's 28, so I can't drag him kicking and screaming. As hard as it was, I just had to let him get on with it. He had to feel the consequences. It just prolonged it if I kept picking him up. He told me he was doing a lot of walking, so I asked him to send me photos that he was seeing on his walks. And he was really happy to do that, because it meant that he didn't have to talk to me. But for me, the photographs were incredibly informative, because I could see where he was, and if he did go missing, I could give that to the police. And I could tell if he had spent the whole night walking the streets. If the photo was really blurry and unsteady, then I knew he was drunk. But there were also one or two pictures that were quite, artistic and creative and composed. I didn't know what else I could do. It was really painful watching him kill himself slowly. And I became so ill. I was in so much pain. The stress is the worst. You have awful nightmares waiting for the knock on the door. It was just getting worse and worse. I just knew a train crash was coming, and all I could do was to sit back and wait for it. Because I couldn't do anything. I was helpless. I was terrified that I was going to lose him. We were saying goodbye one time, and I remember this moment because I honestly believed it could have been the last time I saw him. He was always online, but on the Friday morning he went offline, so that was strange. I thought something horrible had happened. I was scared and so worried, and I didn't know what to do, so I phoned the police. I got a phone call back that afternoon, and they said not to worry, he's safe, he's all right. We arrested him on Friday, and he's due in court on Wednesday. And that is how he ended up in the homeless shelter. He decided he wanted to come home. Even though I'd been asking him to come home, it was a bit of a bolt out of the blue, because I knew what he was like. I have to look after my own safety and also the safety of my other son. But anyway, he was coming back. I remember having this incredible tension. My whole body was uptight, having this huge tension in my back. I've got to be selfish. You don't want to be because it's your child, but you've got to put yourself first. You hate to see them go through this much pain. You don't want it for yourself, but you definitely don't want it for your kids. It hurts so much. Every instinct is to help them and protect them, but you can't do that with addiction. Something has shifted. Because he took me to a really dark place, he went to the edge and he took me with him. Yeah, it's the fear that it could happen again. I was on high alert for such a long time, and I think I still am. My name's Angela, and my son has been sober for over a year now.